Okay, so welcome to our podcast. This is a little bit different today because this podcast is a spin-off of our radio show. You guys are everywhere, right? So I was like, man, if you guys can come in, that'd be great. So a couple things. One, can this make me smarter?
Okay. So real talk, there's a number, and we'll give you your number whenever we're done doing the scan, that is a little bit of a marker of intelligence, right? So it's associated with IQ, processing speed. So it's basically, there's a rhythm in the occipital region, the back of our head, that your brain should be producing a certain amount of a brainwave called alpha. When that alpha rhythm starts to slow down prematurely, that's then going to, lead us to asking more questions about neurological health. So whether it's, early onset Alzheimer's, dementia, or different just like slowing rhythms that we don't want to see in the brain, we then can do protocols that are specifically tailored to help speed the brain back up. So yes, it can make you smarter.
So yes.
Good, because I feel like I need that. So what's the relationship with you two? Are you guys partners? How did this start with you two?
We are We're like all the things. Rachel started Brain Code Centers 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
I've been in the field for 20
100 years ago.
Brain Code's like, 12 years now?
Yeah.
So
and
crazy.
we met probably 10 years ago and have a very similar vision, a very similar mindset, and decided to do all of the things and make sure that, people know brain health is critical and that you are able to train your brain. I feel like that's our passion, truly, is just bringing hope to people and allowing people to understand that you are not beholden to what you're born with, right? Your brain is capable of change. People just don't know how to do that yet.
I saw this thing where it was like, you don't have ADHD. Your brain isn't trained right? Do you believe that?
There is a clinical pattern for ADHD. So I do believe that, yes, you can display that pattern and that's going to create ADHD symptoms. I would say 70% of the population that is like self-diagnosed ADHD, if we mapped them, no.
So when you say when you map them,
Yes.
What's the science behind this? Like, how did you come up with this?
So I did not come up with QEEG technology. We've obviously came up with the service and the specific program and our global remote option that we can do. But QEEG has been around for many, many, many years, where you're able to quantify the electrical activity of the brain that yields itself patterns, right? So we could map anybody, yourself, we'll do that afterwards, anybody, and we can see the patterns that are displayed. So without you telling us anything, that's what's so cool. It's you just sit there. It's not a stress test. We're not trying to evoke emotion. We're not going to trick you into questions, ask you about all your traumas. We can see, oh my gosh, Johnjay, did you have a concussion growing up?
No way. You can tell that?
Oh yeah.
Everything. Because your brain, think of it's like a tapestry or an archive of your story, right? Your story is your story. So sometimes I think people are like, how do you see the concussion? You had one, right? We're going to be able to see it.
Can you know, like, what if I don't know if I had one? Is that random or does that happen?
Some people, when we start to ask more questions, right? Okay, did you play a lot of sports? Were you a little bit more of a thrill-seeking kiddo? And were you the kid that kind of was falling all over the time and maybe just had some little micro hits to the head? Usually people, we can see it. I guess there's sometimes people like just
also in the 90s, it wasn't even called a concussion. It was called getting your bell rung. Right. So I talked to a lot of guys. I'm like, gosh, do you have a concussion history? Never had one in my life. I'm like, oh, did you play sports? Well, yeah, football through college. I'm like, no concussion. Like there's no way, right? It just wasn't called that. We didn't label it that, so they don't think that they did. But the brain doesn't lie. It will still tell us.
So, but with this product you have, is this something that you do to get better? You do it every day? Or do you tell people, like, you'll get information, but it's also like, if I had one, is it like, okay, every day I got to do this for 20 minutes and it's going to make me better?
So think about brain training, like learning a new skill. So this is the beautiful thing about neurofeedback, is you should not have to do neurofeedback forever to create neurological change. So think about this as a learned behavior, much as riding a bike, driving a car, a kid learning how to walk, right? You're going to repeat this process over and over and over again to where you're creating a new default mode network of the brain. Think about athletes, right? Like, let's say you were an athlete, then you hung up your jersey. 20 years later, you still can throw that football in the same pattern that you used to because you trained that so many times. So it's a muscle memory or a habitry. To be able to get your brain to create the changes that you want, though, most of our clients work with us for about 6 months, and you're going to train your brain, let's say 3 times a week for 20 minutes to create that clinical change.
So when they work with you, are you doing it like via Zoom with them? Or is it like, here's the thing, do this 3 times a week for 20 minutes? Like, are you working with them?
No, it's done. So the headset that we have, and we can, pull that out, show you, it's a band that goes around your head. You have an app on your phone. All those sessions are done totally at your leisure, right? You want to do that 6 a.m, 10 o'clock at night while you're doing your red light. That's totally for you. And then 1 time a week, we do have our clients meet with their clinical clinician via Zoom to talk about, we're getting feedback every single session in microvoltage on the back end. So we do a brain map at the beginning, and people are like, well, how do we track change? How do we know that, good things are happening? One, you should feel that, right? You're going to experience that change on a more qualitative level. Quantitatively, data on the back end, we're getting numbers every single session. So we're still watching that change happen. So once a week, we can talk about, hey, this is what your alpha did this week. Looks like we need to change protocols and maybe focus more on your parietal lobe this next week. So that allows us to kind of gauge, one, what your progress looks like qualitatively, but then we can give you those numbers.
Can there be change after 1 session?
Do you go to the gym and get shredded in one day?
Not shredded, but I'm sore the next day.
Absolutely. And you can feel that change. So the answer is yes, that change is happening. But I do feel like in the era of Amazon Prime, people want it tomorrow, right? I did a session, I ate 1 salad. Like, why am I not totally different? Think about this as like that long-term change, right? That I didn't start learning Spanish yesterday and today I'm going to go to Cabo and absolutely slay, right? It's going to take a minute to commit those patterns to permanency. I would say give it a month, give it 4 to 6 weeks. Same thing if you go to the gym, give it 4 to 6 weeks, take pictures, and you're going to start to notice those things. Man, I'm sleeping more deeply. I'm waking, feeling more rested. I feel more focused. That anxiety that I was feeling, 6 weeks ago, that feels so much more tempered. So yes, change is happening after 1 session. Are you going to 100% see it? Not necessarily.
So it'll help you sleep better? That's my big thing right now. I'm so into sleep. I'm psycho about it.
Oh, man.
Because I've had for my radio career, an extreme lack of sleep.
For sure.
Do you track your sleep?
I started a couple of years ago. Now I'm upset. Now I track it on 3. I track it on my Whoop. I track it on the Oura Ring, and I track it on the Sleep 8 mattress. And I'm like doing it all. In fact, I think, is that an Oura Ring right there?
Yeah.
So,
I'm also a psycho and track my sleep. I was showing Rachel my numbers, and I'm like, look at those numbers. I'm changing things.
Wait, when you say you're changing things, what do you mean? What are you changing?
So I have a history of insomnia, terrible insomnia. Rachel has, again, because we're best friends, she's heard the insomnia story for years. And I have gone through so many different things and worked with so many different functional doctors. And finally I said, I'm done. And truth be told, I plugged everything. I gave ChatGPT probably the most detailed everything that I've ever done, created a plan, and started, because I've taken sleep medication for years, started to wean off. I've slept better now than I have in the last 15 years.
What was your sleep score last night?
Not 89.
89?
89.
What about you, Rachel? Do you track it?
After I had my baby, I was like, I can't track sleep because I get shitty scores every single time. So maybe
she
get
got
it later.
96. She gets the highest sleep score. She reads.
That
she
are
thinks
you
it's
like?
reading.
Do you die
you
and
a
then wake
wizard?
back up?
Right?
What do you have to do for a 96?
Right?
I would have to do some
selling your blood.
I'd have to do
what are
some
you doing?
unspeakable things, but like that's if I could get higher, I don't think I've ever had higher than a 91. And it used to be when I would like drug myself unspeakably. My goal is now a 96. If I can be like Blake, like it is Blake, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Blake. If I can be like Blake, I'm going to win life.
That makes me feel so good that you only get the highest you ever got is a 91, because I do everything I can. Like I take about 1,000 milligrams of magnesium. Then I drink this special drink that helps you.
Yeah.
I try to stop drinking water at 5:30, and then I bought the Dave Asprey red glasses at night. I put those on 2 hours before, and I kind of like sit in my bed.
Going outside, getting the dimming light, being out in the morning, getting the morning light. So first off, to backtrack, yes, neurofeedback. I mean, sleep is probably one of the number one things that we treat. Interestingly, it's not one of the number one things that people come in with. They come in for anxiety. They come in for ADD. And then we talk about sleep and they're like, yeah, I sleep terrible. It's like, oh, well, one, getting your sleep dialed is, if there is any longevity hack that we can ever talk about, it's sleep.
Yeah,
right?
That's what
Sleep
they
is
say.
the key to everything. And, Rachel, why don't you talk a little bit about like first responders? We work a ton with first responders. Sleep is their number one.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many first responders. They have these wacky, shift schedules and stuff like that, or athletes that are constantly on the road. It's not about changing their sleep situation, right? You're not going to tell someone just shouldn't be a responder or a professional athlete because your sleep is going to suck. No. How do you create quality of sleep with the sleep that they're able to get? So what we see, let's say, for example, someone's only able to, on average, get about 5 hours of sleep. Well, 5 hours, in our opinion, clinically is probably not ideal, but could we increase the sleep, the latency? Could we increase REM and deep sleep numbers so that those are performing better? So that's what the metrics are that we're going to be looking for on those changes.
I can't wait to try it. I want to do it like on the air on my radio show and just have it on while I'm on the air and see what happens. Right?
So the only thing about, you definitely can do that. It'll come up if you're talking, it's going to come up with a lot of muscle tension, things like that. So I had a client who she was like, I always do it on the treadmill. I'm like, for the 900th time, you can't do it on the treadmill. You want to be sitting, you want to be relaxed. So it's tracking just brain waves, not a bunch of other artifact.
Well, let me ask you this. I think you posted something today. I think it's today. Because you know how Instagram, I don't know if when I see your feed, I don't know if it was today or it was like 4 days ago, but it blew my mind because I think you said something like, don't do this. And I think I do it. It was about coffee and fasting, right?
Sorry.
Like empty stomach first thing in the morning?
Yeah, I fast. I have coffee. I just started coffee like 3 years ago. And I have coffee in the morning and I do an 18-hour fast. I don't eat till like 1 or 2. And then you were like, don't do this. I was like, no, why? Why?
I mean, is it black coffee?
Yeah, nothing, just black.
Just in general, we need to be laying our gut down with something that is like a foundation for our system. So if the first thing that you're ingesting, even before water?
No, I do. First I drink water, then I drink some electrolytes.
Okay.
And then about an hour and a half later, I have a cup of coffee.
That's better. I think some people, they get out of bed and they are going to the coffee pot and like, that's the first button.
Right.
So water, I think, is good. But even more so if you can get some sort of substance just to keep your nervous system and like not getting your hormones spiked up in the morning, which is ultimately what can happen, is better. I'd say some people though, what's your tolerance level, right? If you're telling me you have a lot of high stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot of emotional reactivity, then we need to look at those details. Some people I do think can tolerate it a little bit better, but a lot of the people that are coming to us, right, they are struggling with some things. And so we have to kind of look at their lifestyle and behaviors.
So you would say to somebody who comes in, hey, maybe you should stop drinking coffee at 6 a.m. or just don't drink coffee at all? Or
it just
you don't
depends
drink
on
coffee?
their brain. Oh yeah, I drink coffee.
God.
Golly,
Yes.
we're going to walk our happy selves over to press first thing.
Oh, good.
Maybe we'll have a little snack before.
It also, women and men are different, right? So women are on a like 27, 30-day cycle. Men are on a 24-hour cycle of hormones. So women, it does affect their hormones differently to wake up and immediately put yourself into a state of hypervigilance and fight or flight. Men tend to regulate that a little bit better. But exactly what Rachel said, every brain is individual and different. So yeah, if someone comes in, they're like, my number one is anxiety, and they're chugging a quad shot cold brew, like straight to the heart every single morning when they wake up, I'm like, let's talk about some lifestyle changes that might assist in this.
How long are you guys in town for?
We changed it through Monday morning.
I was going to say, you guys should really check my doctor's facility. It's close to where you guys are. She's got 4 hyperbaric chambers, the big one, the tanks.
Yep.
She's got a red light bed. She's got a gym. What's
it called?
It's called Benacer, and it's very close to where you guys are. And you guys would she would probably love to talk to you guys about this stuff.
I love that.
She's amazing.
Wellness, because what type of doctor is she?
She's a concierge doctor, but I mean, she's shredded too. Like she's a beast.
That's awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
I only want my doctors to be shredded.
Yeah. I mean, and because that way when I came in one time and I put on some weight, she was like, whoa, touched my stomach. And I was like, whoa.
She sounds like she could be our friend.
Like I walk in and they'll be like, hey, we need to take your blood right now. And they'll like take it's one of those
Please
places.
Do.
It's really, I think, ahead of its time.
That's awesome.
Before it was like, I was doing her stuff before I heard of Next Health.
Yeah.
Love that.
Like it's kind of like, she's like Next Health, but different because they also have the gym there and stuff, you know.
So
they do the IV drips. She's great, and she's right by you guys. Plus, I've never really seen hyperbaric chambers like hers before.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat. So, are you guys into the red light bed? Are you guys into the sauna? Do you do all that kind of stuff? Is that part of all this?
You know, I think just different seasons in life, like call for different things, right? Everybody's so busy. You could spend 24 hours a day focusing on your health. So I think
they do.
I truly, I think to like minimize it. I think there's a wave even on Instagram right now where you see people, they have the neurofeedback headset on. They're in the hyperbaric. They're like shaking their bodies. They're doing 15 biohacking things at a time. For somebody that isn't even in the wellness space, that is so overwhelming to try to understand why you're doing all these things. What should I do first? What's most important? What's the order of operation? And so we're always going to stress like, what are the basic human necessities, right? Fellowship, eating a whole food diet, good hydration, good environment. Like what is your sleep, even the room that you're sitting in? Is it dark? Like what's the air quality in that room? So we're going to very much so focus on all of those things first and foremost. But I think like different seasons, like I said, call for different things. So like I said, I just had a baby. For me, my job at that moment was to focus on optimizing my hormones, focusing on optimizing my nutrition and minerals so I could, breastfeed and give back to my kid the way that I needed to, and then get myself back. Like she was saying, she's, trying to heal her sleep. And so that's going to take an amount of focus. So I think, again, it's like bio-individual. What is that person's goals? What is their lifestyle habits? And how do you create a plan for them?
Do you guys drink alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that like poison?
So first off, this is not like fact. This is just Angie's personal opinion. I believe that everybody has like a toxic cup, right? And a toxic load that your body can handle. First off, I think we maybe have, a drink like once a month. It's really infrequent. Was that true for 21-year-old Angie? It was not. 21-year-old Angie was into some shenanigans. But now it just doesn't serve my body. We work out a lot. We like to wake up feeling really good. But I also, which is funny, I say this because I am somebody that I don't have gluten, dairy, eggs, all the things. But when it comes to like a lot of things are fine in very like minimal doses. Now, could I never drink alcohol again and I'd be just fine? Yeah, it doesn't. But I also feel like if I have, a glass of wine with my best friend on a patio in Denver in the sun, I'm going to do that. And that feels totally good for me.
You don't eat eggs because you don't like what's with it? I heard eggs are really good for you.
For the love of God, they are so good for you. So I also, with the sleep, I also have a ton of gut issues. I took very low grade acne antibiotics for like 15 years when I was, age 12 to, I don't even know, 20 something. Don't ever take low-grade acne antibiotics. Like truly, I would never allow a child to do that somehow.
Like the kind Justin Bieber would do commercials for?
I'm sure, right? Because all acne medication is just like very low-grade antibiotics. So just destroyed my gut health. So when I eat certain things, it just wrecks me. And unfortunately, eggs are one of them. So eggs are super healthy as long as you're getting like really good quality eggs. They just like, I cannot tolerate them right now. But after I solve the sleep, I'm going in for the gut and I'm adding eggs freaking back.
I bet you I bet I could fix your gut health in an hour. Okay, you ready for this?
Would take that back.
I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but so
Fixer.
So I was telling you guys about this guy, Rafael Gonzalez. Yeah. He's a scientist. He's freaking amazing, and you have to meet him. So I have this friend of mine. He's my trainer, and he at the doctor's office. 35 years old. He's had autoimmune issues his entire life. Ulcerative colitis, pancreatitis, right? That kind of stuff, right? So for 2 weeks a year, his entire life, he's been in the hospital where he's almost going to die. Yeah. They've had him on meds his whole life. So I'm doing all this research on stem cells, and I go, and I've done it several times. My wife has done it several times in Cancun or Cabo. I talk him into going. He goes, gets stem cells, gets an IV drip of 250 million stem cells. So right after the drip, the doctor says, let's go to this Mexican restaurant. Let's get some enchiladas. And Chris goes, I can't do that because I'll get sick. He goes, no, you won't. You're fine. It's been 2 years. The dude's never taken a pill, has had no problems ever since that first drip. 2 years.
We've actually had conversations about stem cells, and I do feel like I feel like you don't hear the scary stories of somebody who went to, we have heard a couple of stories.
Heard them too.
Yeah, of friends who go to Costa Rica, do some stem cells, almost die. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely hear like I'm living my best life, like never felt better. And also I feel like it's less publicized when it's like, I went to feel better and it went poorly.
There's a guy in this space that talks a lot about that. He went somewhere. Do you know what I'm talking about? Josh Axe? Is that what you're talking about?
It didn't also didn't Mark Hyman have something like that?
Hyman? Yeah.
Didn't he also have something with stem
cells? He did, but Josh Axe had where he was almost paralyzed.
Yeah,
He
horrible.
went to the clinic I'm talking about.
Oh, God.
He got fixed.
Really?
Yeah,
So that he went back and did more
and
stem
did it
cells
because of Rafael
Interesting.
Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So
I feel like
Raphael's
I'm
the
like
man.
his, I'm like his whatever you call it, but I just
I do think it's who
right,
like
'cause
lots
this clinic
of.
is I interviewed this woman the other day. Oh my god, I can't remember her name. It's gonna kill me. I can't remember her name. But do you guys remember her name that was in here last week? Haley Pomeroy. Have you heard of her? She's been in this. She was Robert Downey Jr.'s nutritionist, and she was on the set of Avengers and the Spider-Man, and she's got her own stuff. She was taking athletes and actors to Moscow 20 years ago for stem cells. And she said that this clinic, she also has been to the clinic I was talking about. She said this clinic is the best, most precise, most everything in the world that she's saying. So it's something to think about. I want to connect you guys.
I was going to say, please
love to.
connect us because like the amount of things I've done for gut health are unspeakable. Like the amount of money spent, unspeakable. And I'm for the natural and for the, like, I want to do it in a very holistic way. It just, like you said, like healing something that's been around for that long. Oh yeah. If somebody was like, let's go grab some enchiladas, I'd be like, I could never.
Right.
Don't
That's
even
what
look at
happened
me
with
with
this
those.
guy. It's an unbelievable story.
Yeah.
It truly is. And I watched it happen.
Yeah.
When you guys talk about your product, you have locations. You have center. People go to your centers. And how many are there? And where are they?
Yes. So when I decided to start, so I got into brain mapping neurofeedback through a personal story. So I really struggled with my own mental health as a teenager. Was arrested multiple times, very, very impulsive, reckless in my decision-making, was making my parents' life an entire living hell, had tried talk therapy, didn't want to be on medication. So that's really how my parents ended up finding out about brain mapping and neurofeedback. I was actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder through a brain map. And that was very empowering information for us to actually understand the root cause of what was going on. And then I did a whole series of neurofeedback at the end of it, second brain map, not one clinical pattern for bipolar. Coupled with that, I truly felt like for the first time ever, I was in control of my brain. Like I was in the driver's seat for the first time ever. And it was really what inspired me to get into this field. That being said, I did my neurofeedback at a few different facilities. And so I was kind of like having a few different experiences, and I was very off-put by some of them from an actual like client standpoint. So I went into building Brain Code with this idea that if I could create an exceptional client experience along with incredible science when it comes to brainwave change, then we can help more people. And so because of that, we started in-person clinics in Denver, expanded to Dallas, expanded to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then we created our remote platform actually like right during COVID. We used to have a vision of having, centers all over the US, but honestly, I feel like we like doing it remotely because you are unlimited. You don't have to be, concentrated to a time and a space or like a brick and mortar. And we have clients all over the entire world utilizing our remote mapping and neurofeedback software.
But are your locations like franchises or they're just yours? So do you have to go to all these different markets all the time?
Yes. We sure do.
Both of you go at the same time or together?
Not at the same time. We're just, bopping around. So I live in Denver, so I go to our Denver offices. She lives in Tulsa. We both go to and from Dallas, so we're able to see all of them and love on all of them.
Have you met Sylvester Stallone? Tulsa King? You haven't seen him film that there?
I have seen. So I heard that he filmed some of it in Oklahoma City. Like it wasn't even filmed in Tulsa. That's what I heard.
Oh, probably. It's Hollywood.
But I haven't seen him, no.
So when you said you were growing up and you were arrested several times.
It was a fun story.
For doing...
Oh, God.
Get into that.
Well, it's good to see where this is where I was. Now look where I am.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Her story's incredible.
I mean, lots of drug and alcohol abuse. So drug and alcohol abuse leads to really poor decisions, right? Multiple DUIs. I have a handful of felonies, like stole a bunch of stuff.
What age are you when this is happening?
Like 15, 16, 17, 18.
And that's wild.
It was bad.
Like you have mugshots?
More than the one. It's bad.
Wow.
But listen, we created a redemption story out of it. So
right.
It's okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you knew her now, like she's so incredible. And just like, I mean, the company that she's created, she has 2 beautiful children and like truly. So I didn't know her when she was 15. And when I even hear those stories, I'm like, what?
Right.
I'm still a rule breaker at heart.
Oh, no question.
But I have now choice in that. So I know when I should break a rule and when I should probably control myself.
How long have you been married?
5 years.
And did your husband know any of this when you were dating?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But have you ever in the 5 years bipolar came out or no? No? Is he in this line of work as well?
That's a funny question. He is not. So my husband has a really interesting story. He basically ran like the largest fertilizer company in the world and was working with Russian oligarchs. So that made life fun.
Wow.
He traveled like 200 days a year when we first met. And then he kind of finished up his contract, sees a lot of potential in brain code and has incredible business acumen. So honestly, he's our free help. He reminds
He's
us
the
that
best
all
volunteer
the time.
we've ever had.
He reminds you of
But
the
the best yeah,
volunteer.
volunteer ever. So
Where's he from?
he's from St. Louis originally.
Wow.
Yeah.
So has he done he's done it?
He needs to do more.
Yeah.
But he's
Is that a
done it.
fight
We all
thing?
need to
Like,
do more.
When you guys are fighting, go put the brain through, go put this thing around.
I probably
No.
should try that. Shout out, Don.
Can we try it? Can we try
Of course.
Like put it on
Fire
me?
it up.
How do you do it? How simple is it?
As far as like
Listen, I'll
recording,
throw that
It
cap
doesn't
on
matter.
right now. I'm just going to dip out from this.
Yeah.
we could totally do that.
I got it ready before, so let me.
I feel like you have a pretty big head.
I have a huge head. I have to have 2X baseball. Oh, you put it on me. I have 2X baseball caps.
Oh, we're throwing it on, but yeah.
You put it on me or put it on you?
I'm putting it on you.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember which one's large. Why can't I remember these colors?
Black is large.
Black doesn't seem large.
It definitely
Is this something like, I wonder if you did put it on Blake eventually, if you get 100% sleep score? Which app do you guys like? What do you think is the best sleep tracking device?
It's the Aura.
We like Aura.
Okay, but you
Hands
wear
down, the Aura is
you
the
wear
best
the
tracker.
Aura 24/7, right?
I wear it 24/7, but I have done the Apple Watch, even the Whoop. Like the Aura is still like I had a private client who used a Whoop, and he would get these really high sleep scores, but he would have like 4 hours of sleep, and they were like it was still green, and it just didn't make sense. I'm like that is not enough sleep. So yes, the quality of sleep that he was getting in those 4 hours was good. He still shouldn't have had a high sleep score because it's just not enough. So there were.
But the Aura, what if you, like I wear the Aura just at night. I don't like to wear it all day. Because you're supposed to wear it on this finger, one of these other fingers, right?
I wear it in the middle, and mine is just beat to heck because I wear it when I lift. I never take it off.
I can't, it hurts when I lift. I don't like
It
it.
also hurts when I lift, but I just
So that's why I wear the Whoop.
push through the pain,
But
apparently.
then have you tried the Sleep 8 mattress yet?
No, but I've actually heard really great things about it.
have
What do you
too.
think?
I'm a little obsessed with it.
Yeah?
She says the greatest thing ever.
I've heard
And
really good
great-
things.
One of the great things about it is that you can put both sides. You can each have your own control.
Yes.
So I can have mine exactly how I want.
But do you feel like, so is it like a temperature control
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
So actually, Sam, I just spoke on a podcast, and they have that sleep mattress or the cover or whatever, and she said, it's the best thing ever. She was like, order it, buy it. It's the best thing ever. I was like, what?
Worth every penny. And when you're out of town, you're so bummed you want it. You
That's
go,
that's
"Can't wait
exactly
to
what
go
she
home
said. She
and
said, I
get it
can't
done."
wait to get back. I wish I could travel with it.
FP1.
Yeah.
Once you have like all your stuff, I'm the most
Oh.
high maintenance. I have like, have you guys ever heard of a Nod Pod?
No.
It's a weighted sleep mask. I have to have it with me 24/7. It's like my what's it called? The little teddy.
Security blanket.
Yeah.
It is absolutely
It goes over your
security
eyes?
blanket.
Yes, we'll
But
send
it's
you
like,
one.
it's
It's
like
incredible.
weighted a little bit.
I use a weighted blanket. I
If
love
you
that.
saw the two
Then
of
you
us
would like
in a
this.
hotel room going to sleep,
I
it is
call-
like
I-
earplugs, this temperature, we're covering up every light. It's out of
I
control.
call and I'm like, can you bring up some extra pillows so I can just like
we each
pad
have
myself
15 pillows
everywhere?
around us. It's unspeakable.
Okay.
How do we ever sleep?
I also have sleep apnea, so I have a CPAP. I have a CPAP. I put earplugs in. I
We'll
wear
see
a
that
mask.
on the map.
I wear a mask so it doesn't mark my face, even though it still does. I'm a disaster.
So have you ever looked at airway health then?
No, what's that?
So that's what I would do if I were you. If you have sleep apnea.
It's airway help.
So usually, you have a sleep app machine though.
Also,
So, like-
thinking this was gonna look good.
I don't remember Phil Heath looking like this.
Order of operation.
I can't see because
Yeah.
I'm not on that side. So, Rach, I feel like it's
want me to
like
turn this way?
nope. It's just a little crooked.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, this hasn't happened on the podcast with 4 people. I'm going to wear this. I got to go to this event tonight. I'm going to wear this to the event.
It looks good.
Blake, this is perfect. I'll just add this to my routine.
Enough. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, but this
Thing we
works.
don't have is any water. We might have to like pour water on it.
There's water right
The
there.
rings,
Usually we have a little spray thing, but
machines.
I was gonna say, if I need to, I'll just like straight dump water on
You
it.
just spit on me.
Actually, we're getting good connections.
Really?
Wait a second. I did for a second. Okay, so what I'm gonna have you do is sit, kind of lean back. I want you to be kind of as relaxed as, I want you to
So
be as
interesting.
relaxed. I'm just gonna hold that. Be as relaxed as you can, kind of nice relaxed face, nice relaxed jaw. What we're doing now is I'm just making sure that the electrodes can kind of warm up to your head, which they're doing beautifully. What a gift for today, what a little treat. Oop, not now.
Oh, sorry. I just
No,
moved.
it's
I
just because
moved.
you're moving.
Gotcha.
I'll move it for you. There we go. All right, when I press start, which I'm gonna do here in a second, it's gonna give us a prompt, and all I want you to do is follow that prompt. The back one's being a little bit whack. And I, on my end, am going to pull up your raw brain waves that we're gonna look at on the back. I have those. Nice relaxed face, nice relaxed jaw. The only reason I say that is because anything else, fortunately with this system, it actually stops recording if we don't have quality data, which is nice. So it's not going to record a bunch of artifact, but it can take a minute. If people are moving around, if they have a lot of muscle tension, anything like that, it can just take longer. I mean, think about it. We actually take this much data so we can use this much data. We don't need that much data to actually analyze, as ultimately with the brain map, I'm not only looking at what your brain is producing at this moment, I'm looking at the patterns that your brain has ingrained over the last 30 years. You are doing absolutely fantastic. We're sitting with eyes open. It's going to pause for a second. Here in a minute, it's going to give you the prompt to go eyes closed. And when you go eyes closed, I want you to pick a spot right behind your eyelids that you're kind of staring at, as our eyes naturally want to dart around a little bit underneath our eyelids.
Close your eyes.
We got it. That's it.
Can I talk?
Yes.
live on film, you did great. That was a lot of pressure.
I know, that is a lot of
Like, what do you
pressure.
mean?
You did great.
Do you want to keep that thing on just for the
Yes.
just
Just
for
for
the
I
views?
gotta take a selfie.
It's not that comfortable, I don't think.
It's a little
It's like
tight.
literally cutting off the face.
I have a very giant head, and you can.
I know you can at least.
You should let me take one too with you, like forward. It's so funny. Yeah, it does, right? Here, go with Ange. Wait, the lighting's really bad. Oh wait, that's not a picture. Nice.
It's always for the selfies. It's always for
Yeah.
the pics. You can if you want to unhook the bottom, but I am gonna leave it on because why not?
No, I'm gonna leave it on.
This looks so good.
Well, so what's this?
So I was just going to show you, that's obviously the baseline that gives us what's going on. And then that's the neurofeedback. So that might have been what you saw Phil using. I think he was doing more of a session. So he was actually doing the brain training.
So you don't have to put that on every single time.
No.
That's just so we can collect all of the data, as it's a little bit different technology to do a map versus the training is the actual band.
So what did that tell you? Everything you saw. What did it tell you about me and my brain?
So obviously,
Superman.
Yeah.
perfection.
Because
So
genius.
I'm looking at raw wave activity, right? Which basically brain waves look like a ton of little squiggly lines. And the way in which we analyze brain waves is through the lens. Analyze brainwave data is through the lens of brain waves, as all humans are capable of producing the same brain waves. We have delta, which are deep, slow, restorative relaxation sleep waves. So if or when you're in the best part of sleep, the brain produces super slow moving delta. Theta is kind of a drifting into sleep, not fully asleep, not fully awake. Alpha is a receptor that kind of helps move the brain around. It pushes the brain up into the fast, moves it down into the slow, like a gear shifter in a car. Beta should be clean, focused, flow state, motivational energy. Too much and we're overstimulated, too little and we're undermotivated. And then high beta is fight or flight, anxiety, irritability, defense mechanisms, hypervigilance. It's a very physiologically uncomfortable place for us to be, and also a very common thing that our society deals with. So essentially what I'm gonna do is take all of that data and we basically break it down, right? We're gonna take out any muscle tension, eye blinks, anything that's not true brainwave activity. Fortunately, our system actually does a lot of that to begin with, so it's not even recording unless we have a certain level of excellent brainwave quality. But we'll run it through a couple of systems, and then we put it into a very readable and very understandable like brain map report, and then go over that with clients. At least initially, right, as I'm sitting there, kind of looking at brainwave data, it looks like you have a relatively like high amount of fast wave activity in your brain, even with eyes closed. So that tells me that your brain's probably kind of busy a lot of the time, right? A harder time, kind of shutting off, maybe a lot of like ideas, things just kind of running all of the time. time. I know you said you have sleep apnea. Is it obstructive sleep apnea? Yeah, so
I
that's
wear the CPAP at night.
for sure. So obstructive's obviously a little bit different. I work with a lot of people who have insomnia who have a very hard time shutting their brain off, right? They go to sleep at night and their brain is like, I'm going to solve the world's problems at, 10 o'clock at night. And it's like, no, I need you to, kind of down regulate. At least from what I'm looking at, it looks like your brain is pretty upregulated.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah. I do this thing that, do you guys like Huberman? Do you watch? Yeah. So I saw the thing where he said, when you can't sleep, take your eyes and spin them around and then do that. So I've been doing that every night so far. And I feel like
Lights
that works.
out.
Do you guys do this? Would this be great for the military? Like, have you pitched them or have you talked to them or is that no brainer already?
Well, we definitely just serve a lot of military, ex-military, like I said, first responders. It's a very huge population that we serve. So whether it's, trauma or sleep or just brain regulation, they're coming in with all sorts of different goals, but absolutely.
So is this something like, maybe you already answered this, but sometimes it takes me, I have to hear things a couple times. Yeah. So I do this and then I would do it again tomorrow. The thing we just did, except I wouldn't have the laptop. I would just put this on. I'd probably have the app and listen to the app, right?
So no, this we do one time, right? And if you're not local, right, I'd put it on you, but if you're not local, I would have shipped this to you. We get on a Zoom, you put the cap on, I tell you where to put everything, and then you press play and we collect the data together, even though I'm not physically with you. And then I actually have you ship that cap back. And then this is the cap. I don't know if you want to hold that up, Rach. The actual Yep. This band. So that's what you keep at home. That's going to be connected to your app. So for normal sessions, you would put this guy on, right? And it's very similar to the cap that you have on. It has a lot of little electrodes in it. Those are connected to your head, right? And then what we're picking up on the back end, like on the app, is all of the brainwave data that your brain is producing. Never is any stimulus going into your brain, right? The cap that you have on, that headset, has no ability to put stim in. It's only picking up information. And then the feedback loop of neurofeedback is the electrodes pick it up, it goes into the software, and then gets fed back to you through visual and auditory reward.
So fascinating. It's just absolutely fascinating.
I mean, we're biased, but it's the coolest.
It is. So how do people find you? Like, not just your Instagram. Like, if you're watching this podcast and you want to look fashionably hip like me, like, what do you do? How do they get hold of you guys?
We're really passionate about education, truly, because to your point, like, not many people even know that you can change your brain and you can train it. And there's ways that you can actually create neuroplasticity. So we're really, really, really passionate about just helping other people find education and inspiration. So we're always going to do complimentary consultations. Like, let us just talk to you. Let us hear about what's going on. So we can always schedule those, just braincodecenters.com, Instagram, of course. But those are kind of the main two ways people do find us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys do your own social media? Do you have people do it?
Golly, I'm trying to find someone.
Right. So,
Rach is the brains behind social.
how many people are in your staff?
60.
Wow. Isn't that wild? Are your
really
parents still around?
Yes, they are.
Are they just beside themselves
Oh my
proud?
gosh. Honestly, my parents are they're the sweetest. They refer the most people to us ever. It's incredible. They're like, you need neurofeedback and you need neurofeedback. And somehow they always refer to us like the craziest people. But we love them. But no, they're so.
I mean, Rachel is walking, talking, breathing proof that neurofeedback can literally transform lives. So they have seen that firsthand, right? They had a kid who was going to be dead or in jail by 21.
That's what I'm saying. That they must
so they refer everybody.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have a younger brother.
I mean, they just must be beside themselves, I think. Or like I feel like way about my parents. My mom said one time, not there's anything wrong with this, but she thought that maybe I was going to pump gas. Right?
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, look at me now, Mom.
Yeah, no.
It is cool though, getting to give back to your family that was like ride or die, had your back, supportive, even through your absolute worst of times. And so I do believe now, like, I'm able to take care of my family the way that they deserve, just for believing in me, truly.
That's incredible. Yes, you in the back. Do you want to say it up here? Do you want to sit right here so you can ask a question on the microphone so we can hear it? It's my wife, Blake.
Bring her in.
To our
Bring
audience.
her in.
Female energy, let's go.
Night. Okay. So I wanted to know, do you guys help with chronic pain through brain mapping? Because I've had Since July of 2024, I've had like this awful pain going down my leg. I've been to 19 providers. I've done so many things. And then I also have a neck issue. And in both cases, the surgeons are saying, oh, we'll do this kind of surgery or whatever. And I'm like, no,
Because they can't find the problem.
can't find the problem. So I tease him because he bought me this book that basically says that I have psychological problems.
Wait, what book is it? What book is it?
If I read this book, that I wouldn't have the psychological problems anymore.
That's not true.
And it would fix what I have going on here, that it's a brain issue.
Can I explain the book? So are you guys familiar with a radio personality by the name of Howard Stern?
Yeah.
Howard Stern, 20-something years ago, I remember listening to him, and he had all these back problems. And I remember him talking about a doctor named Dr. Sarnow. And I don't know why it stuck with me. And how this doctor got rid of all of Howard's back problems, said you don't ever have to have back surgery. Mm-hmm. And this is 20 years ago, it stuck with me. He goes, you need to listen to Dr. Sarnow. So she's having all these problems. So I went and I bought the book. And I said, here's this book. I go, just read this book. She's like, no, just read this book. I didn't know it was in the book. So in the book, I think essentially it says that a lot of the problems are psychological or trauma or something like that. So she took that as that I'm telling her she's got psychological problems.
She's like, what did you have me read?
I'm trying to help my wife.
What is happening here?
I'm trying to do everything I can because nothing's working.
For sure,
Doctors are like, let's just go in there and cut and see what we can see.
Yeah,
like, no.
we'll let you know once we're, half a foot deep in it.
Right.
No way.
So
You go.
I was going to say, we're girls. So I would like have your back all day long. However, what that book probably was speaking about, right, is chronic pain sometimes is perceived pain that has become now a memory pathway that's been ingrained neurologically. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean you're not having the pain, but it's more of a memory now that your brain is looping over and over and over again, which is why something like ibuprofen or something works, right? Or if Tylenol works, it's just blocking that pain receptor in the brain. So we have worked with so many people that have come to us. They're like, my doctors can't find anything. I mean, literally, I've been to the best of the best. There's nothing. They say it's, just chronic pain and it's in my head. And we've been able to break up. It's just different patterns. You kind of break up that same pathway in the brain and you teach the brain to create a new pathway instead. So short answer, yes, neurofeedback can absolutely help. It's also really interesting. There's a different distribution of brain waves for perceived pain versus actual pain. So you can see it on an EEG, whether it really is like a brain perception versus something maybe like nerve damage that needs to be addressed. So yes, I believe that we can help. B, good job giving her the book, but also maybe I feel like that's always couples. The other thing though, too, to your point on trauma, we always talk about the body keeps the score. And that is very much so like in our cellular health, like traumas, things that we've been carrying onto for a really long time, like that gets stored in our body and it can manifest itself in so many different ways that impacts our health. So I feel like, again, she's probably thinking the same thing. I would always love to see a brain map. Let's see what's going on first. Let's look at different pain areas in the brain, different pain receptors, learn a little bit more about what's going on.
You mean you could do that, like if she puts that on, you could see, oh yeah, there's trauma right here.
We can see patterns of trauma, yes.
Absolutely.
In what, like if that was me, you could have seen that I had trauma in that one session?
I would want to analyze it, but yes, so the data that I just collected, absolutely. I would just analyze it and look at it more deeply, obviously just like glancing at it, run it through systems but yeah, absolutely. And when we do map reviews, like Rachel said, we're really big into education. I'll ask questions, right? That, if I see a specific pattern, I'm like, hey, I see a pattern for what I perceive to be early developmental trauma. Like, does that resonate with you? And, 99% of the time people are like, well, yeah, I had an alcoholic parent, we moved around too much. I was adopted. Like, just, the slew of things kind of come out. Now, does that mean every single person who has that pattern had that exact thing? Not necessarily. That's why it's more, kind of a question asking, situation, as someone might not resonate with that.
There's also a very clear pattern when we'll just ask the question like physical or sexual abuse. What happens, right? Essentially, we're seeing it through the lens of dissociation. So if that happened to you as a very young child, your brain, all it can do, because physically you can't like defend yourself when you're younger, all you can do as a kid in a vulnerable state is dissociate. And then that typically carries forward into adulthood. So there's a very clear pattern, and usually like we'll ask, and because it's an uncomfortable question to ask, right? And I mean, every single time.
When you're doing and you can see the graphs, can you tell in the graphs, oh, this happened 30 years ago. This happened a year ago.
not time stamped.
So, no, it's okay.
With concussions, we can see a little bit more of like a general range, but like trauma, maybe a little bit for trauma, like if there's no alpha or something like that, that's going to be more developed when you're younger. So I'd say general 5, 10, 15 years.
She just had a hysterectomy like in November because they couldn't find. They found like fibroid tumors and stuff. So they thought maybe that was going to fix all the pain because everything was being pushed around and stuff.
For sure.
Right.
And that did not solve the pain.
It didn't get rid of the pain, right?
No.
That is the hard thing, right? And there's like Western medicine is beautiful for what it's beautiful for, but
Absolutely.
you're absolutely right that I do meet a lot of people, right, who have chronic gut issues, right? So many tummy issues, all these things. And they're like, I've spent so much money and done so many things to fix this. And, you know, the brain is your second gut. Your gut is your second brain. So we really need to go to the source, which often is neurological.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I had somebody tell me that I found this interesting that my left side is all on my left side and that's my feminine side. And so that's why they attributed it to maybe the hysterectomy because they found a bunch of scar tissue. And so I've been working on the fascia tissue and like all the things. But yeah, that's why I thought maybe I'm going to ask you guys and see if it's.
No, and it sounds like you're doing a lot of really good things.
Yeah.
which are
And the
great.
trauma thing is, that's very
What about
real
exercise?
too.
Can exercise help?
I mean, I feel like exercise is, are you saying for pain or for just people?
For healing, like for her, exercise, like lift weights. Weightlift. Do you guys lift weights?
100%. So the hard thing, right, is that, you know, when we're talking about like pain, like a pain cycle or something, do I think that exercise is going to break up a pain cycle? No. I don't. Would you? I mean, I think that exercise is an incredible antidepressant, anti-anxiety, sleep. I mean, I believe in exercise. I believe in lifting. I believe in all exercise. I love cardio. I love weightlifting, all the things. Do I think that that's going to solve that one thing? I don't think there's anything wrong with trying.
It doesn't sound like that's
it
what's
just
going
from what
on
you're telling
only.
me, I don't think that lifting some weights is going to solve that problem.
So this could help. Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
But I like that you're exploring kind of fascia and whatever you're storing, like left side. I feel like you're directionally like going to the right people.
She's even thinking about maybe experimenting a little with psychedelics.
A little psilocybin. And that definitely, there is some promising research on psilocybin specifically with, you know, like medication-resistant depression, trauma patterns, things like that, because it does open up those patterns. The hard thing about that is it's not super regulated. So when people are like, I microdose, what does that even mean? Are you growing some mushies in your backyard and taking a little bit every day? Like
What about stem cells?
people get out of here.
She's done them a couple times. We're going next week. And what are you getting next week?
Well, I think they helped for the hip issue, you know, to figure that out. But I'm going to be doing some stuff in my shoulder and that kind of stuff. So hopefully that'll relieve some of it. I mean, that's probably where I've had the most relief, but it's been diagnosed incorrectly, I think. But because I've had so many different opinions.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with NK cells, natural killer cells? That's a game changer
Tell me
too.
more.
They're called, so we are all born with these NK cells, these natural killer cells. And as you get older, they become zombie cells or senescent. They're just nothing. So this clinic, Raphael, he does this thing where they take like 26 vials of your blood and they wake up and they expand your NK cells. So NK cells, they have video of it. It's fascinating, of like cancer. And these NK cells come in like Pac-Man and just eat it.
That's wild.
And so for me, we did it a couple of years ago. They got 4 billion. They ended up getting 4 billion NK cells. They put 2 billion back inside me. Just ate whatever's not supposed to be there. I'm going next week to get the other 2 billion in. And if you Google it and watch the videos, it's fascinating.
What did you experience from that, like personally? Or are you just like, I hope it's doing really good things?
Hope it's doing great.
Yeah, like longevity.
Well, so my
for sure,
my father died of a heart attack at 66. My mother died of brain cancer at 66. So, and we got 3 boys. So, and they're very active. So I'm trying to do everything I can to be around.
Heck
And
yes.
so I have now calcium in my heart, or lots of calcium, which my dad had. So I was kind of like, can this stuff help? So the NK cells, they say, can do all kinds of things. So I do a big old heart scan in a couple months just to get the update on it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming by on your vacation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
is this
So
a girls-
lovely meeting you
Is it
all.
girls' weekend or is it just a vacation?
Work.
For
Work
sure.
all day.
Now, because we love hanging out, we're always going to make it a little bit girl time. Like, who better to travel with for work than your best friend?
Yes.
The coolest.
Yeah.
And go
definitely.
get massages and chill out. And
we want to do all the things. I'm like, can we go get in your doctor's office? I'm like,
Yeah.
can we go have like a little red light therapy sesh? Like,
Yeah.
can we come and hang? That's our, don't put us in a little wellness facility. We'll be there all day.
I'll send you the link. You
Yeah.
should also go get your plasma test. Carly for what? For face and hair?
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, they do all kinds of stuff.
Send
to
us
make your hair thicker.
send us everything. We're here for it.
Yeah,
You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much
course.
for
Thank you
being
so
just
much for- Okay, so welcome to our podcast. This is a little bit different today because this podcast is a spin-off of our radio show.